Hey guys, we are back with the latest movie review that we've seen, focusing on the movie Logan. I'm Kumail.
I'm Nishant.
Antonio.
I'm Joe.
And this is Solar Entertainment.
Mutants. They're gone now.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain. The only
So the movie we watched was Logan. So Logan is the latest installment in Fox's X-Men universe. It's centering more around Wolverine when he's a lot older. It's supposed to take place in the year 2029. You know, Logan's old, Charles is old, and it's this entire independent storyline focusing on his old age and X-23. Now, what are your guys' first impressions? You know?
I was completely blown away by the movie. I think this is another big surprise. We talked about Rogue One being a huge surprise. I think this was a very big surprise for me. I did not expect this to be that good. What about you guys?
I know when we first were sitting in the seats, we all kind of gave our first idea what the review would be like. People were saying like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I was like, it's going to be a 9 out of 10, and I was right. It was a great movie.
I went into this movie with not too high expectations, and that made me enjoy the movie so much more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be this good. This is definitely one of Marvel's real gems. It really stands out from the other stuff that they put out.
I would maybe even go so far to say that it's one of my favorite superhero movies. That's saying a lot with movies such as Dark Knight, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, but this very much stands out.
For Marvel movies, it is definitely one of the best. And it is important to know there's a Fox Marvel, which same one who made Daredevil and stuff, so they have their game up high.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of a breath of fresh air. You know, you always have Marvel's been kind of dumping out these really happy, really campy, kind of comedic, to an extent, kind of movies where it has a bit of a serious plot, but it's definitely lightened up. Nowhere in this film was there a really light moment.
Yeah.
There were like little blips here and there of like a joke, but even then, outside of that, the plot was serious. It was focused. It knew what it was trying to accomplish. It knew which story it was trying to tell, which I really enjoyed. They didn't have any issues of things coming in and messing with the plot.
Exactly. What I love the most is it was a very realistic movie. Of course, you have things like The Dark Knight, but this showed the harsh realities of what the future has in store for characters like Wolverine, Xavier, etc., etc. It was very realistic, very harsh, and that was amazing.
And I thought it was cool how at the very beginning they basically tell you how it's an R-rated movie. Like instantly, there's like cursing, there's like killing people. It's just, and it was great.
Straight up, phenomenal action sequences. I want to get that out of the way real quick.
Yeah,
that's true.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
You are not gonna see this much blood in
a normal Marvel movie.
Wow.
It's kind of like Tarantino.
It's so good you could jack off to it. But anyway, I think, what this movie does is it's visceral, it's brutal, and it's got a verisimilitude that all these DC comic movies are trying to do with its dark mush. It nails
please,
it.
DC take notes. DC take notes from this movie.
Yeah.
Please, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Do something. Watch Logan and think, hey, this is what we should maybe do instead of trying to have Cavill say two things in his movie.
Yeah.
And okay, also talk about child acting, which is important since one of the main characters was a little girl, X-23.
Yes.
Imagine 11 with a serial killer.
Yeah, 11 who just murders people on an insane rate.
I was telling these two guys
That's
on
crazy.
I was telling these two guys on the ride back. In the past couple months, we have seen two phenomenal child actresses, Millie Bobby Brown, and now I forgot this girl's name, but she was amazing. And both characters, 11 and X-23, very minimal.
That's Daphne. What's her?
Daphne, I forgot her name.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry, but very minimal dialogue. All the character comes from the actions. That was very powerful.
To be honest, I didn't feel like her acting was the strongest throughout the entire film because it was very one-dimensional. Obviously, it's for what the character needs to do.
Yeah.
She accomplished what the character needed. It was a very one-dimensional character, but what really shined was, you know, towards the ending sequence, you kind of see her character change a little bit towards the end of the movie, and that's when I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, now she's starting to show a little more character and development.
She does a lot of screaming and stuff, but she was able to, like, show her emotion through her screaming.
And Okay, that sounded
in a
really
weird, in a weird way.
That made her sound like Yoko Ono, but that's not true. Let me put it this way. I was afraid that it would get kind of cutesy in the movie, and
Yeah.
I was really afraid of that. But then I was also really afraid that we wouldn't really come to like this girl in this relationship, like a father-daughter kind of thing. But the way they handled the non-communication in the film was really creative because it makes the point where they do connect all the more touching and at the same time super devastating.
Oh yeah.
Just not to give anything away. I'll just leave it at that.
It's all in the actions, and that's what I really liked with this character. But one thing that I really liked about the movie, very, very strong themes of isolation. You could see that with Xavier, and you could see that with Logan,
and
obviously.
things of family.
Family was a very, very big theme, and the harsh realities of family, the lovingness of family, all that, and the relationships with the characters truly,
And almost like
truly,
a journey to family.
Oh yeah, exactly. By the end of the movie, you do really feel for these characters and their relationships and everything they've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think that theme really got carried though with we talk about the girl that played X-23, her acting, man, Jackman and Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah,
always,
of course, yeah.
always good.
Why? I don't know why he can't just be Wolverine for the rest of our lives.
I know. It's gonna be so hard to
Yeah.
fill the shoes. Like, even though he was like, "Yeah, this is my last performance," now someone's gonna walk into the role and be like, "Well, I have to follow up that."
Yeah,
It was great, even down to the
It's-
way
yeah.
he walked. He kept it going to keep really change up the character, because you've seen Jackman play Wolverine for years, and it's kind of been that same, he's the heroic badass kind of type. But now it was showing he was struggling, showing a completely different side to how he plays the character. And Stewart, same way. Charles Xavier is always this soft-spoken, smart, strong-willed character, but this was
you get a really
opposite.
different view of these characters in a very, very interesting way.
It's almost like hostile. Like, it comes up to that threshold of like, if you're a real longtime X-Men fan, you might be even uncomfortable.
It's gonna hit you really home.
This is really
if
different.
you really feel for these characters. And we were talking about this, but Charles is in a place where you don't expect him to be, and the situation this character is in is it's really sad. The first time I saw him, I was pretty heartbroken to see him the way he is. But I don't know. I just really like the stakes that these characters
their
were in.
chemistry
Yeah,
is still
yeah.
one of the best
Oh,
duo.
yeah. Oh yeah. But as much as we can praise the acting, something that did stand out that I just thought was excessive was the cursing. It was just.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with cursing. It had its moments. It was integral to the character. That's what Logan does. But it was just, at times I was like, dude, you could have just performed the action without having to say, every 20 seconds.
Really? I never noticed it.
I know.
I think it was a moderate use of cursing because
it was just.
did you feel like, we got the A-OK for R rating, let's throw in some curses? Was
it
it like
wasn't
that?
like
No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't that they were abusing the fact that they had an R rating. It just felt like sometimes less is more.
Oh, okay.
So instead of having sometimes when Logan was struggling, instead of having him yell to have the audio of him struggling, they could have really just showed him physically struggling instead of him constantly cursing through his breath. And I mean, and there's not like Jackman couldn't do it. We didn't know Jackman could do it. So that's something that I had a gripe with. It was a little too much.
And you did also mention some other characters cursing when you didn't really expect them to.
Yeah, I mean, spoilers, Professor X says f***. But that was just, when it came to, I was like, wow, what?
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart's cursing?
Yeah.
That's when I was just kind of like, yeah, this is weird. I didn't like that moment when he said that. But luckily, he never said anything else throughout the movie like that. So it's kind of like that one little blip, and then...
Honestly, with the dark and gritty environment that had been going on, I think that it really kind of fit in. But that was just me. It didn't feel like a glaring problem to me, though.
Are there any other negatives you guys can think about?
For me, I think another negative would be, actually, it's not really a negative. It's just the movie has a very predictable plot, but the execution of that plot was good.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen. When you start seeing as the plot unfolds, you kind of predict what's gonna happen.
yeah.
But the way they showed it was good, and and best part about it too, the music that accompanied
Oh, yeah.
I think
all of those scenes,
And
man.
I felt anxious throughout the entire movie, like
Actually,
worrying about what was gonna happen next, how like were the bad guys gonna bust through in the door or something like that.
that's true. There was like a constant like suspense of
The
survival.
whole atmosphere surrounding the movie, the gritty atmosphere, the suspenseful atmosphere, it all progressed the storyline forward, I think.
All right,
What were
but
you gonna
before we start jerking the film off again, I want to say another gripe I had was the music was good, the score was good, but I felt like there were certain moments where I really think silence would have benefited more than just having, like maybe aggressive or sad music. I won't name those scenes, for the sake of spoilers, but I think that this movie could have benefited from a little bit more silence, and I think that would
I
have.
guess, yeah, that might have played into the theme of the movie a little bit more. It's kind of like bringing it all to an end, kind of like having this is the last time Jackman plays Wolverine, having a little solemn,
Don't even say that.
a little more solemn feel to the movie. I would have
Yeah.
added that. I
We're
can
here
see
for
that.
you.
I can see that. Another good thing about the movie I thought was the action sequences, the
Oh.
cinematography.
Oh, yeah.
The cinematography
Yeah.
for those action
yeah.
sequences were phenomenal.
And
There
they were
was,
creative. They were so creative.
They were
Yeah.
well
I
executed.
don't want to say any specific scenes because of spoilers, but there were some car scenes where I was like, I did not think I would ever see that.
Yeah.
Like, I did not think I would ever see a car do that. I did not think I would ever see that in any movie ever.
I
It
never
was...
thought that kind of car would do that.
Exactly! And I'm not, like, action sequences are cool and all, but I'm not, like, that sold the movie for me. But these just make the movie so much, they really enhance the movie.
Yeah, and
my
a lot of like endurance, almost like what he's going through.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of just like him getting beat up and him just keep walking
Yeah,
through
he's
it.
Wolverine.
Yeah, so that's, it just.
It was a good way to end it, man.
Yeah.
So if you were to give this out of 10, what would you give it?
8 out of 10. I want to give it
Oh.
more, but I can't.
Those little things.
It's just those few gripes.
Makes or breaks it, man. It can make or break it for the viewer.
I mean, if they were to like maybe make those minor changes in like a recut, like 25 years down the road, definitely be like a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 even. I'd go that far.
9.5. I mean, just because it's like the first movie of the year, I don't have a lot to compare it to other movies. It is the best movie of the year so far, and I think other movies have to compete against that.
Oh, come on,
right now.
man.
What other for this? I'm talking about 2017.
2017 dude, it's been 2 months.
I know, that's what I'm saying, is the best of right now, but all other movies that come out are gonna have to compete against that one for being better. It has to be better than Logan if it wants to even say it's a good movie this year.
Gotta
Well-
remember, Star Wars is coming out later.
Yeah, but that's like end of the year. I'm just saying.
Then again,
Star
Marvel
Wars
has
will
its whole
compete against
lineup,
Logan.
but Marvel's Marvel, but
Yeah. What about you,
I would
Sean?
give it a 9, a solid 9. I haven't seen a superhero movie this good in a very long time. I think this surpasses Doctor Strange. I think this surpasses. I don't even remember the past couple superhero movies I've seen, but Civil War is a whole different story.
All
But
right, anyway.
yeah,
I give it a 8.5 out of 10. I was giving it a 9 out of 10 when I came in, but then the mention of the music and how it could benefit from silence kind of dropped it a little bit. Still, I would say this is worth your money.
Definitely.
This is where you should go and
See it
watch
for
it.
Watch it in
time.
theaters.
Watch
in
it opening
theaters.
night, watch it opening weekend, take whoever, take your girlfriend, take your mom, take your grandmother, everyone.
maybe
should see
too
this
much
movie.
blood
You
for
need,
the
you
family,
need to
but
see it with
yeah.
a full audience, so when everyone's like, "Oh, at this" or laughing at that, you
There
just, like,
are
you're
some
in
very
with them.
impactful moments in this
Yeah,
movie.
like, everyone-
It'll hit your
everyone's
heartstrings.
gonna-
You
yeah.
might shed a tear, so
Yeah.
get ready for that.
Yep.
It's
I'm
phenomenal.
telling you, Logan, it comes out on March 3rd. Go and watch it opening night. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're Solar Entertainment. We hope you enjoy.